All right, so again, we went through and we copied in everything from customers. Then we just did the same thing with our products table. So we now have 3 of the 5 tables. We're again going to right mouse click on here, again choose add new table. All right, and the 4th one out of 5 that we're going to add is orders. So you can grab all that information, change the name from table, again, this time to orders. Remove the information that's there and replace it with this. All right. And I'm looking here. This looks like it has a comma on the end. Get rid of that comma, please. I think you'll get an error if you don't. That's my fault. So again, we've changed the name. We now have our primary key. In order date, you'll notice that order date and order ship date are date time fields. We'll see those when we add the data. The customer ID here is going to be one of the customer IDs from the customer field. If you have all that stuff, again, click your update. Click your update again here. You can close this. Refresh again. And you should now have 4 tables. Let's do this one last time where we will add the order details table. So one last time, right mouse click on tables, choose add new table, change the name of the table immediately from table to order details. I'm just running it together as one word. Then go back to the other file that has the schema. Copy that and put it in here. You'll notice it's a little bit different because our primary key is 2 different fields. It's a combination of the order ID and the product ID. So we are not putting primary key up here. All right, and probably it would be a good idea here too, even though it's not shown there, to put not null. Probably would be a good idea. All right, because that's part of the primary key. So again, making that one change, just adding not null there. All right. And everything else should be okay. And we've renamed this order details. If you have done all of that, again, click update. Click the update database button. Close the design window. Go back to here and refresh. And we should now have 5 tables. Am I right in assuming you were all able to do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. Then, in the files that I sent you, we were looking at the schema file. I want you to open up the next file, and the next file that's in there looks like this. I believe it's called 01-SO categories.sql. So these will be our categories. Category 1 will be accessories. Category 2 will be bikes. Category 3 will be clothing. Category 4 will be components. Category 5 will be car racks. Category 6 will be wheels. We will be putting in the description. We will not be putting in the category ID because we set that up as an identity field. All right. So what I'd like you to do, have you both been able to open this file?
Yes.
Okay. Highlight the entire file. However you do it, do a Control-C to copy or edit copy or however you do a copy. All right. And then go back so you're here. Am I right in assuming that's where you both are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then I want you to right mouse click on the name of your database. right here where it says sales orders db.mdf. I want you to right mouse click on there and choose new query. Right mouse click and choose new query. And it should come up and look like this. If that worked, paste in what you just copied. Hopefully your screen looks like my screen. I probably have to, I don't know. Do you see my SQL screen up on here? Probably not. So let's make sure we have it. All right. Can you see my screen now where it says insert into categories?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You'll notice that strings automatically come in red. One place where SQL Server is different from, unless they've changed it, from MySQL is if I come in and put this in double quotes, see how it's not red anymore? I'll get an error message. It wants all of these strings to be in single quotes like this. Why? It just because it does. I know that sounds stupid, but that's the only reason that I can give you. All right. So you both have this up on the screen right now, correct?
Yes.
All right. You see over here, you now have a green button, a green arrow that faces to the right. Can you see that?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and highlight that button and click it. And it should come down and show you this down below. One record's affected 6 times. Why? Because we just put 6 records into that table. All right. Now we're going to verify each time we do this that it worked. How are we going to do that? We're going to do it in 2 ways. First, you can close this. Or in fact, you don't even have to close it. We can just highlight all of it and just remove that. So it's empty. But now I'd like you to look on the screen if you would. And I want to show you 2 ways that we can verify this worked. First, I'm going to come up here. You don't have to do this. You can just watch. You can do it if you want to. But I'm going to put this all in lowercase. Select star from categories. Just like that. And I'm again going to click the green arrow. And lo and behold, kind of hard to see here, but down below, that's what we just put into the system. All right. So if you want, go ahead and try that and make sure that it did work. If you say to yourself, okay, you said there's 2 ways of doing this. Here's the other way if you want to do it. You can right mouse click on the categories table and choose show table data. And hopefully what you notice is up here, it looks just the same. All right. So do one or do both of those because I want you to verify that indeed that worked. All right. So we now have 5 tables and 1 of our 5 tables has been populated with data. All right. Once you've done all that, if you have this one open, just close it. All right. So I've got a blank here. If you don't have that, you can always get it by just right mouse clicking on the name of your database and choose new query. All right. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back now into the next file, which is 02-SO customers. It's the file with all of my customers in it. So please open that file. Again, however you do a copy, I do a Control A to highlight all of it, Control C to copy, and then go back into here, and it'll look ugly, but paste it in. Now, I have run this before, not in 2019, but I have run this several times. We should not get any errors in here. But let's look at what we have. We're inserting into the customer table. In this first record, customer first name is Suzanne. Customer last name is Viscas. Customer street address is 15127 Northeast 24th, number 383. Customer city is Redmond. Customer State is Washington. Customer zip code is 98052. Customer area code, notice that's not in quotes because we said that was a small int field, is 425. And customer phone number is 555-2636. I guess since that is the area code there, we could have probably kept that as 8, but it's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. We made it 12. If you've got all that in and it looks to you like it looks okay, again, click the arrow up here. All right, you may have to even click it twice. Come on. Well, I hope I didn't put it in twice, but I may have. You should only have to click it once. All right, so now I've got that stuff in. I'm going to highlight this and remove it and do a select star from customers and run that. And what I should see in here is there are my customers. And guess what? I did do it twice. So I've got all of the customers in there, but they're in there twice. So if you clicked yours twice like I did, that was dumb. There's John V's cause. There's Suzanne. So you should have, it looks like we should have 27 records. How do we know that? We can come in here and say select count star from customers. All right, I've got more than you do because I hit this twice. Mine says 54. Does yours say 27?
Yeah.
All right, Angie?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say delete. Don't you do this. Delete from customers where customer ID is greater than, what did we say? First one was 1001. When it's greater than 1027. All right, I'm going to run this. It says 27 rows affected. That's actually a good thing. Now I'm going to say select star from customers and run it. Now I have 27 records just like you do. Now, what's the problem with what I just did? I now have lost customer IDs 1028, 1029, 1030, all the way up to 1054. So how could I fix that? The only way I could really fix that would be to drop this table and then create it again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Just to be sure, because I want to be where you are, I'm going to say drop table customers. Don't you do this. All right. And it did remove it here. Okay, that's not a problem. All right, so I've got to go back and re-add mine. All right. So I've got to add the schema and everything. And that's, again, not a problem. Show you the other way that I can add this. What we could have done before is we could have just put that in. Create table customers. This should work just fine. All right. We'll know real quick because it'll add it or it won't add it. But when I run this, it says command completed successfully. That's good. And if I come back in here and I refresh, my customers table should be hopefully back. And there it is. So now I can remove this and I can come back and add my 27 records again. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Of course not. I didn't do this on purpose. But this is a case where a screw up wasn't necessarily a real bad thing. All right. So I'm going to now do a select count star from customers. I should have 27 when I run this. And it says I do. And if I do a select star from customers, it should show me just what you have now. In other words, those 27. So if you ever do screw up, I don't see how you do it with what we're doing, but if you ever screw up like this, all right, you can go back and change it. Now, later on, when we do the order details table, which will fill up last, that depends on the products table, I think, and the orders table. So if you removed orders after you already put data into the order details, you'd get some error messages. It would say, hey, you're trying to remove a parent table and that parent has children. I don't know if what I just said made sense or not, but it is, what I did was okay because of when I did it, for lack of better words. All right, so we now have filled up the categories table and the customers table. So jump back into your file that has your data in it and find your products, please. That should be the next one. All right, in the same way, Control A, Control C, or again, however you do copying, paste it in, run the query. All right. I'm going to do a select count star from products. And it says that I have 40 products. And if I want to see them, I can just do a select star from products, run that query. And there's my products. You'll notice I don't have any descriptions for either one of them in here. So we could have left those off. I mean, it's just kind of taking up space, being there and being null, but it doesn't hurt anything either. All right. Then go back again to where we just were. Go to your next table, which should be the orders table. Remember, this is a big one. I think there's 944 orders. We're going to find that out in a second. And Keegan, again, when we do this and we do the order details, yours might not come up with 3944 or 3975, I think it was. I think you said when you did yours, it was 2000 something. It really and truly isn't that big of a thing. All right. I don't know if you ever went back. Like I said, I'm not saying you changed anything. I don't know what happened, and maybe it'll even work. We'll see right now. So again, with my orders table here, I'm going to do a Control A, Control C. I'm going to come back here, make sure this is cleaned off. And I'm going to paste that in. And I'm going to run the query. And again, after I do that, I will again do a select count star from orders. Now, when I did it, I got, looks like 937. I'd like both of you to try that because I want to see how many orders you get.
I got the same thing.
All right.
Same thing.
Great. All right, then finally, let's remove this then. And let's go back to the last one, which is order details. Like I said, mine has got, I think, over 3,000. Again, Control A, Control C. And again, paste it in. All right, and again, run the query. I'm going to do a select count star from order details. And for me, it says 3,975.
Same here.
And Keegan, what did you get?
3,975.
Great. So you've got everything. So again, you don't have to do this, but I just want you to see it. If I wanted to now, I'm going to close this. We can close this query window. It will ask you if you want to save. Don't save. All right, so it looks like this again. Now, I'm just going to grab it again to show you. I'm going to right mouse click on the order details table and choose show table data. And there it is. And if I went through this, there'll be 3,975 of these. Also, let's just pretend for a second that one or both of you made a mistake. All right, so in other words, where we said a certain field was supposed to be 50, you accidentally made it 500. Are you with me? All right.
Yes.
You can also right mouse click on a table and choose open table definition. Does that look familiar? All right. So you can do that as well, is what I'm trying to tell you. All right. I'm going to close this. So I want you to be back right here, please. And the next thing we're going to do, it's going to be interesting to see how this works, but it should work with no problem. All right. Do you have your Server Explorer window open right here?
Yeah.
Right mouse click on your database and go down to the very bottom and find properties. So right mouse click, go down to the very bottom and find properties. And what you're going to see in there, what you should see in your properties window, you might have to expand it like I'm doing because I just want to be able to show you all of it. Look here. There's our data source file. See that? Do you both have that on yours?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I heard yes from Keegan. Was that a yes from you, Angie?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Then I want you to just click on that. You might have to double click on it, but I want you to highlight it all, right mouse click, and choose copy. So I want you to highlight your entire connection string. All right. Right mouse click and choose copy then. Then, for now at least, I can make this a lot smaller. But now we want to go back to our code in here. So I'm just going to right mouse click on the form and choose view code. Okay. Now we're going to start uncommenting some stuff that we did yesterday. Remember, here's your explanation of what's in that data source that we just looked at. There's your explanation. But I want you to come down. Let me find my code because I want to make sure we're doing this right. And this may not mean a lot to you. This has gone so much smoother than it did in the classroom a year ago. When we did this in the classroom a year ago, I think I told you 2 people had nothing but problems. And I still have no idea why they did what they did. All right. Can you go down, if your lines are the same as mine, okay, it'll be line 47. You see this where it says string connection string?
Yeah.
All right. Let's uncomment that. And we'll put this on its own line because it's darn big. And I want you to put here an @ sign and then 2 sets, of double quotes. Just like that. You both got that?
Yes.
All right. Then at the end of it, put a semicolon. All right. I take it you both got that. Go in between the double quotes and paste in what you just copied. Now we've got our SQL connection strength. And again, may not sound like a big thing. It is. Yours will be different than mine. But if you look, mine says local DB. I'm using it on the machine. And here's the file we're attaching. Your path will be different because I'm using a Rankin machine. It's on the desktop. It's in Final Project, Final Project. There's the name, sales orders db.mdf, and this says to use the Windows security. Now, again, if you have questions on that, if there's things that don't make sense, and I'm going to add a comment up here because I didn't yesterday, and it's just going to say set SQL connection strength. That's it. All right. Did either one of you have any problems with that?
No.
Okay. So this we'd already uncommented because we'd set it to null, and we just want to keep it there. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So as of right now, everything's great. All right. So let's go down to here where we're down to our customers. All right. We've got this try catch block. Now, we could highlight all of it, but we have some regular comments in here. So what I'd like you to do, and hopefully you're with me and you're watching me do this. So get rid of that comment. Get rid of that comment. We're going to do it this same way every single time. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I think
Yes, but
yeah, your
Go ahead.
screen is like frozen or something.
Okay. Like I said, we're not in any hurry here. I'm more concerned with us doing this right than I am with getting it done quickly.
Mr. Scott, we couldn't see which lines you uncommented.
Okay. All right. So let me make sure. So let me get out to here and I will make sure that, all right. You see my code now?
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing we did was I added a comment here that just said set connection string. This thing was commented out. My line 48 might be yours 47. All right. So I said string connection string equal. Then on the next line, the @ sign, the double quote, I pasted everything in, ending double quote, and a semicolon. Any problems with that?
No problems with that. It was the next
Okay,
step that
that's fine. You got that, Keegan?
Yeah.
Okay. This was already not commented. Neither was this or this. So we're down to here. All right. So this already was not commented out. So we're down to our try block. Uncomment this line right here, which for me is 76. Yours might be 75 or 77. It doesn't matter. And uncomment that line right there. Has your machine caught up, Keegan?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the thing that we went over yesterday, it's possible we have some problems with it. So the next one, first of all, we're down to here. Can you both get to here where it says put in command? You both got that? This says equivalent to select star. That isn't true because we're not selecting the customer ID. Take this line right here where it says SQL equal and uncomment that line. All right, it's giving me an error. It says I don't have a variable called SQL. Well, I want to check. I thought I did, so I'm just moving up to see whether or not I did. So why would that give me a... okay. Was that commented out or did I leave it out? Command, okay. Data reader. Okay, can you go up on yours? I left out a variable. Go up on yours to about line 60 or so. Find this variable, string output equal double quote, double quote. Have you both gotten there?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Right up above that, we're going to add a new variable. So I'm going to put in a comment first that says, this will hold a string representing the actual SQL command. String SQL equals double quote, semicolon. I apologize for leaving that out. Please put in those 2 lines. Really doesn't matter where you put them. You could put them on the bottom. You could put them at the top if you wanted to. But I'm putting them kind of in an order. So, do you both have that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, then jump back down to here. Now I don't have an error here, but this is the last thing we're going to do, and then we're taking a break because I'm already out of time. So you want to say select. This can all be lowercase. It can all be uppercase. You can mix it. It doesn't matter. But we want to say here, SQL equals select customer first name, comma, customer last name, comma, customer street address, comma, customer city, comma, customer state, comma, customer zip code, comma, customer area code, comma, customer phone number from customers. All right, I'll leave that up here for just a minute. And as soon as you both tell me you've got the whole thing in, I might get cut off because I already got my old 10-minute warning. All right, but I want you to get this in, and then we will take a regular break in about 5 minutes. All right, for about 15 minutes or so. And then we'll come back and we'll finish up this one, and we'll try to run it to see if our customer button works. All right, and if it does, we're going to go and make similar changes then to the next 4. If we get all that done today, we're done with part 1. Do you both have this so far? First name, last name, and street address?
Yeah.
Yes.
You could always go back to your schema file and copy them too if you want, but then you got a lot of garbage you got to remove. Whatever is easiest for you to do. You both have city, state, and zip, so I can just move it to the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keegan? Okay. All right. So once you have that, just drop off if you would. And it's 9:22? Yeah, it's 9:22. Let's take 15 minutes. So in fact, let's come back at 9:40. You can get a nice break in. If you got something you got to attend to, you can attend to it. And we're going to continue on, and we'll finish this one, and then we'll start working. We'll go to the next table and do the next one. All right. So when you're done, just drop off of the meeting here, please.
Mr. Scott, I'm getting an error from the customer area code on.
From here on?
Yes, I get an error under the first quote before select, and then everything is fine until I get to customer area code, and for some reason.
All right, why don't you take 1 or 2 pictures, screenshots, and then email them to me, and I'll try to take a look at it during the break.
Okay, I think I just fixed it.
Oh, okay, great. All right, so I'll see you guys back then at 9:40.
Thank you.
Thank you.